What's up, everybody? Welcome to this latest edition of Funko Pop Concepts. You see that this time the focus is on DC Comics, and I really am glad that we're doing this video, to give DC some love, because we know that with the movies, DC has been struggling. Even with their animated movies, I don't think the stories are quite as good as they used to be with some of their older animated movies. So really hoping that DC can turn things around. As far as television is concerned, DC is killing it. I mean, they're doing pretty good, with their TV series. But yeah, like I said, with the movies, really hope that they can pull things together and show some improvements there, because there's so much potential. And I actually like that DC can be dark. Some people think they get too dark sometimes, but I like that they can get dark with it. Yes, they do need to bring in some humor and find that balance. So I'm just really crossing my fingers and hoping that they can get things together, because Marvel is killing it, but I think DC has a lot of potential as well. Now, as far as this particular video is concerned, I do want to stress, especially for people that are new to this series, that the artwork you're going to see is by DC Comics fans. I would assume, at least fans of the characters, and also Funko Pop collectors. So this is not official artwork from Funko. I'm not trying to announce anything here, really. I'm just saying that and really we're just representing these characters that we would like to see as pop figures here. So that's the focus. And within your comments, please be respectful to the artist, because it definitely takes some bravery to step up and share your artwork like this with an audience. So please keep that in mind as you do check out the artwork. And let's go ahead and get into the artwork here. So for starters, here we have Black Lightning, done by Animation Guy 12, and this is based off of the CW television series, and I think the design is spot on. I definitely would want to see a lightning effect around his hands. I think that Funko could pull that off with maybe some clear vinyl, shaped in some sort of way to make it look like he's actually using his powers. And as far as the series is concerned, I watched, I think, the first 3 or 4 episodes, and then I kind of dropped off from it. I was kind of surprised to see one particular character taken out of the series very early. So yeah, anybody that finished up the first season of Black Lightning, if you think it's worth it to see it all the way through, let me know about that in the comments, and I may get back to it. But like I said, I don't know, I really wasn't sure how to take it after a couple of episodes, but I definitely like the character's outfit and everything, and I see a lot of potential with him. Next up here we have Red Hood and the Outlaws. Now, I think it's kind of obvious that I did receive this artwork before Funko actually announced the Red Hood figure for San Diego Comic-Con. Regardless though, this is Red Hood and the Outlaws. And what we have here is actually the second iteration of the team here, done by Atlas Funko. And there's actually, like I said, this is the second iteration. The first one featured Red Hood along with Arsenal and Starfire. I'd like to see them as pop figures as well, but this second iteration features Artemis and Bizarro. Now, Artemis, I think she definitely would need to have a weapon along with her, either the axe or the sword. Yeah, definitely. I would prefer the axe, so that's what he went with here, and I think that'd be a good look for the character. And then, yes, there is a Bizarro pop as well, but it is an older pop, and I could see Bizarro with an update, and I actually do prefer him more so with like the mohawk style haircut going on. A nice touch here that Atlas Funko did as well is that Bizarro is holding a flower, which I think inspiration for Bizarro really seems to have come from the original Frankenstein, especially the original Frankenstein movie. So I think that flower there is a nice touch, a nice kind of reference to that. So yeah, Red Hood and the Outlaws, we're already getting Red Hood. So these Outlaws characters, yeah, I definitely would like to see them made at some point. Now, next up here is a pop that I actually thought we would have had by now, because I think it was about 2 years ago. In fact, it was with a convention time for San Diego Comic-Con. There was a Batman Returns Dorbz 3-pack. So we did end up with the Batman pop based off of Tim Burton's Batman movies, but we never got the Penguin, we never got Catwoman. And it just seems like those would happen at some point. And I think here with the Penguin, which Derpter Reviews basically shows this within his artwork, I definitely think that the lines on his face would be necessary details to really exemplify that character, so yeah, like I said, hopefully this actually happens. I really would like to see a Penguin. I'd like to see a Catwoman as well, based off the Batman Returns. I think they'd make great pop figures. Next up here we have Constantine. Yes, we absolutely need Constantine. I think really Justice League Dark in general needs to be shown some love. So this design really works for me. I definitely like that Constantine, his jacket is flowing there. He has the lighter in hand. Even the tie is kind of flowing. You know, it's like giving off that impression that he's making use of his magic. You see the effect around his hand. I really love this design. And there is a rumor, there's a strong possibility that there actually is going to be a Constantine pop on the way. I just hope the design is, you know, as cool as this one is. And this design is by Travis Snow. And Travis actually he submitted some other designs here as well. So we have other characters here related to Justice League Dark. So you see here we have Jason Blood and Etrigan the Demon. Now, if you know the comics, or you at least have seen the Justice League Dark animated movie, then you're familiar with these characters and you get the connection between the two. So I mean, basically they're bound together. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Etrigan the Demon. I really like the way that character talks. And you know, he's just a powerful character. Oh, by the way, he actually appeared also on the Justice League series. I think it was Justice League Unlimited. So yeah, I really do like this character, and I think it would be cool to actually have Jason Blood and Etrigan the Demon as a 2-pack. And you know, the design, I think it's just going to be great as a pop if, you know, Funko ever does make this. And then our last design here from Travis Snow, we have Red Tornado. And this is actually based off of his a comic book look, I believe. Now, obviously, you know, the whirlwind effect or the tornado effect going on around his legs. Yes, that Funko can do that. And that would be very fitting of the character. Now, I know that Red Tornado also made an appearance on the Supergirl series. I didn't actually watch Supergirl, but I saw some you know, release images and everything. And I know there's multiple versions of Red Tornado anyway, but I just like the look of this one, what Travis went with here. Like I said, that tornado effect around the legs, I think that really would make the figure stand out. So we have artwork here from 2 different artists. To the left here, we have classic, you know, classic Black Canary figure here done by Indigo Blues 93. And yes, I think we definitely need a classic Black Canary. I know her, you know, her classic outfit may not be the most PC, the most politically correct outfit, but I just like to see the classic characters. And there is the classic Dorbz that came along with Green Arrow. That was a convention exclusive from last year, I think. I can't even remember for sure. It may have been last year or the year before. But, you know, regardless, yeah, I would like to see a classic Black Canary. And then also a classic Poison Ivy as well. Now, there are multiple Poison Ivy figures that already exist, but you know, see, Pablo is pointing out here that he really wants that classic design of hers. So there are figures that are close to this, but not quite that, you know. So yeah, I definitely would like to see more of Poison Ivy. That character just keeps growing on me more and more. As a matter of fact, with the last Arkham game, I think that her character was probably one of the strongest characters within that game. Now, this next character here, I'm really not familiar with. So, you know, Barris here definitely sent me, you know, something that I was surprised by. But, you know, from what he said within his email, the character here, Equinox, is a character that appeared on The Brave and the Bold. So I'm going to have to study up some more to learn about this character. I'm definitely a fan of the yin yang design that he has going on. I do like the look of that. And you see here that Barris is suggesting a glow-in-the-dark Chase variant of this figure as well. So that's really all I can say about it. I never watched, well, actually, as far as The Brave and the Bold is concerned, that animated series, I think I only ever saw 1 or 2 episodes, but I did enjoy them. So I may have to check out some more of that. I will say some more about the animated series and everything later on for a particular reason, so I'm going to hold off on that for right now. But again, the Equinox, I think that yin yang design really does set it off. So we have a couple of characters here, 2 of them that I'm really not familiar with. Let's start on the left here with Victoria's artwork here of Panther. I don't think I've ever seen Panther before. That's another character that I would have to learn about. But I really do like that DC has so many obscure characters, and sometimes they actually do get to shine within certain books, especially books like the Suicide Squad and things like that. I really like that DC doesn't lose sight of some of their more obscure characters, and every once in a while they give them a chance to shine. So yeah, we got Panther here from Victoria. Now, Firefly, I'm definitely familiar with. There's different interpretations of Firefly, but this one by William, I'm actually not sure what exactly this is based on, if it's directly from the comics or one of the animated versions, or you know, I mean, there, like I said, there's just been different versions of Firefly. I think I mainly know him from the the Arkham games, and also I want to say he was in the Batman anime, not the most recent Batman anime, not Batman Ninja, but the older Batman anime. I think he was featured in that. So yeah, like I said, different versions of Firefly, and it seems like there would be at least one version of him as a pop eventually. Then also here, all the way to the right, another character I'm not familiar with, the Ghost Fox Killer, and this is one I'm definitely kind of interested in though. So I'm never really sure exactly how to say this name. Looks like Panayotis Art. Hopefully I'm saying your name, you know, at least close to correct. But yeah, this is yet another character that I definitely want to study up on, the Ghost Fox Killer, and see exactly what she is all about. So again, you know, big shout out to the artist that did go with some obscure characters, and we actually got some more obscure characters here. So coming from Thomas, on the left here we have Matter Eater Lad. This is a character I've never heard of at all, so I'm definitely very curious, and I think that's a really interesting name. I guess the name pretty much says what he's about, but I mean, technically we all eat matter, you know, so I'm sure there's a lot more to his character, so I'm gonna have to study up on him. But I definitely have heard of Polka Dot Man before. Polka Dot Man is kind of a running joke within the DC universe, and it's just one of those characters, when you see him, even as silly as he is, you know, he makes you smile, and that's enough, you know. So again, like I said, big shout out to the artist that did go with some obscure characters, including, you know, what Thomas shared with us here. And next up here we have some Green Lantern love, but this is focusing on some villains here. So we have Atrocitus. I've been saying for a while that I would like to see Atrocitus, and you know, Chris here definitely agrees with me. And I love that he has Dexter along with Atrocitus. I definitely would like to see that. So if you're not familiar with the character, like I said, of course, Atrocitus is a villain of Green Lantern. He's a Red Lantern. His powers are pretty much based around rage and anger. So and he's also in the Injustice 2 video game. I think that's where a lot of people have learned about the character. That's where I really learned about him some. Yeah, I think he would have a pretty awesome design as a pop figure. He definitely would need to be a taller pop figure, maybe not necessarily a 6-inch pop, but they would need to make him kind of large like they did with Cole Obsidian. As a matter of fact, his look is somewhat reminiscent of Cole Obsidian. And then you see here we also have this character Larfleeze, which I won't lie, I had to study up a little bit and see what Larfleeze was about. So Larfleeze is the only orange lantern, excuse me, and he's pretty much focused on greed. That's why you see him clutching not only his lantern there, but also some jewels and things going on as well. So he's a pretty interesting character. If you go look up his background, his backstory, it's a very crazy backstory, but it really made me like that character already. So not only would I like to see the pop of the character, and I love that you know, Chris drew him with the crown on his head, but I would also like to see this character pop up at least in an animated movie somewhere, you know. That'd be pretty cool. So Muhammad here has focused on the CW, particularly the Supergirl series, which is another series. Actually, I've not watched any of this Supergirl series. I've just seen clips here and there. And again, for those of you that are you know, if you're fans of the Supergirl series, definitely let me know what you think about it overall, if you think it's worth checking out. But you see here that he has Superman from the Supergirl series, and I am very curious to see how this version of Superman got introduced and why he's not exactly always around. That's definitely something I'm curious if they address that within the series. But I do like the look of that Superman. I like his outfit and everything. I do like that he has the stubble going on, you know, and that's represented here in this artwork for the pop figure. And I think there is a good chance that this is a pop figure that could happen, along with Lena Luthor as well. Lena Luthor here in the Lexo suit is something else that I think is possible, especially if the Supergirl series continues to thrive. I know they already are gearing up for the next season, so yeah, both of these are really strong possibilities, and I do think Muhammad did a good job representing them. And then we have some more artwork here from Muhammad, this time focusing on the movies. Now, Shazam is up and coming. You know, that's a movie that's on the way. So no doubt, once the movie releases, we will get a couple of pops based off of it. So I think we will see Shazam. And then also here, he has Deathstroke from the Justice League, which if that's a spoiler to you, I mean, I guess you must not be interested in the movie anyway by now. But yeah, so this version of Deathstroke, I do like the look of it. Really just a fan of the character in general. It's kind of unfortunate though that we may not actually really get to see this character in action on the big screen, because it seems like they're shuffling around, and they may have changed the villain for the next Batman movie. They're not even sure, if Ben Affleck is actually going to play Batman in the solo movie. There's just a lot of back and forth, but it would be unfortunate if we don't get to see this version of Deathstroke. But regardless, I would still like to see an updated Deathstroke pop figure, because there are a couple of them, but I don't know, their designs, to me, I think they could be improved upon. So yeah, I definitely would be down for this. So next up here from R. Royer, again, hopefully I'm saying your name correctly there. We have some really nice designs of some of the women from DC. So we have Batwoman, which, yes, absolutely Batwoman needs to happen. I love the way that he has Batwoman propped up on the cape there, which is something that Funko is capable of. So basically she has one foot down, and then she has the cape back there kind of curled back to where it would support the figure. That would be very cool to see. I'm kind of a fan of Batwoman when she's holding her guns as well, because she does have a background in law enforcement, so she's willing to use guns. I like the look of her with the guns as well, but that's not really necessary. I mean, this design to me is spot on. Very nice coloring here as well. And then you see we have yet another person that feels that we should have a classic Black Canary. So, hopefully Funko's listening. Hopefully that's something that will happen. And then Zatanna, absolutely, this is one. I'm so glad I didn't ask anybody to do Zatanna, but I was really hoping we would get a design for her, because yes, Zatanna needs to happen, and she is yet another member of Justice League Dark. So, and I think she has enough popularity as well that, fans would be happy to pick up this figure. So, yeah, I really would like to see all three of these happen in the near future, hopefully not too far away. Now from Tyler here, we have a couple of designs based off of Batman the Animated Series, which I do feel that Funko is going to do more with that line. So these are possible. We have Red Claw here, which this made me smile when I saw Red Claw, because this character is somewhat obscure, but if you know about the animated series, I believe she was the first villain featured on the series from like episode 1. So I really like that, that callback to that episode there. I can't remember if she ever appeared again, but yeah, I do remember her being, I just remember being a kid watching that, and I was like surprised. I was like, who is this? So yeah, that's pretty cool there. And then the Mad Hatter, absolutely, I do like the Mad Hatter as well. Jervis Text, I think his name is. I really do like that character, especially there are some writers that when they write his character, they have him rhyming and everything, like he's in, like he really is from Alice in Wonderland. I just love that about him. So that's definitely one of my favorite characters. And then you see here he has a 2-pack featuring Ra's al Ghul and Talia al Ghul with their animated series designs. I would be down for that, and that'd be pretty awesome if they actually did put them together. So yeah, I'm on board with all of Tyler's ideas here. I really do like these. And then our final artist featured here is Backstage Inc. And Backstage Inc. has been a big supporter of this series and really helped this series to get off the ground. So she's focusing here on basically starting off with Dark Nights Metal. And they did, if you're not familiar with Dark Nights Metal, let me just try to give you just a brief idea what it's about. Basically, it focuses on some alternate universes where there are different versions of Batman, including some evil versions of Batman. And these evil versions of Batman, they kind of mash themselves up with different characters that we're familiar with. So obviously you see here we have the Batman Who Laughs, which is basically a cross between Batman and the Joker. And very demonic looking character. I think it's kind of creepy how his eyes are covered, and he has the chains and everything. I mean, I would really love to see this character happen. There's a lot of characters actually from Dark Nights Metal that I think would look amazing. And on top of the Batman Who Laughs, she also did a Joker design, not Joker, but a Robin design as well, which is so twisted. The way that the Joker actually has the Robin on the chains there, that's just very twisted. And I haven't actually read these comics completely yet. I just read the beginning of Dark Nights Metal, but then I didn't read all the offshoots with the different versions of Batman. I definitely didn't read the full storyline, so I'm waiting for the collected editions, but just the designs alone are amazing. So yeah, I really do hope that these happen at some point. And then in addition to those designs, she also has a design here of Alfred. So Alfred Pennyworth, of course, from Batman. That's another one I'm actually, the more I think about it, I'm kind of surprised that Funko hasn't done this since they do so much with Batman. But who knows, Alfred actually could happen at some point. And also she has here a version of Aquaman that we have not seen represented as a pop yet. This one definitely focusing on the comics, because you see there that he is holding his child, and also you peep his hand there that he's missing a hand, and he has that hook hand going on, which is something that, you know, this was an interpretation of the character for a while within the comics, and I think is actually one of his more really tough designs that he had going on at this time. You know, it's I think a design that really made me take notice more of Aquaman, because I used to kind of look at him as sort of a jokey character. I think, you know, there was a time period where a lot of people didn't take him serious, but it was around this time where I think people did start to take him more serious as a character. So yeah, I'm definitely down for this design of Aquaman, and I think that really is an interesting choice to actually have him holding his child there. So, you know, awesome work from Backstage Inc. And I gotta say to all the artists, you know, awesome job with this work. This series has really been a great series thus far. I feel like I'm just getting more and more impressed with what I see. I definitely appreciate artists that take the time to contribute really great designs here, and, you know, plenty of pops that I hope to see happen as well. Now you notice here that I decided to include this image. Nobody drew this, nobody I knew drew this, you know, at least, but this is some artwork that has been put out to promote the upcoming season of Young Justice. And I just gotta say real quick, I'm kind of disappointed that DC is going to do their own streaming service called DC Universe, and along with that, it seems like they basically are taking away, you know, some of their animated series from other streaming services. So I was going to go and check out Young Justice, and then I realized it wasn't there anymore. I did watch the first season. I didn't get to the second one. I was really hoping to check it out, but DC, like I said, they're doing their own streaming service, and to me, there's just way too many streaming services that are going on and that are on the way. I think it's getting a little bit ridiculous, and I don't know how I feel about DC having their own streaming service. So I really want to hear from you all. What do you think about DC Universe as a streaming service? You know, what are your thoughts on it? Me personally, like I said, I'm just getting a little bit annoyed by this entertainment starting to be spread out across all these streaming services. You know, already Disney has a streaming service on the way as well. So I really do want to see Young Justice season 2 and then the new season as well. So I may end up checking the service out. I don't know if I'll stick with it or not, but yeah, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about it. Now I know some people are wondering what's going to be the next focus for Funko Pop Concepts. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know right now what the next focus will be. Now keep in mind, we've already done, well, we basically started off with Nintendo, and then we went to Pokemon, then we went to Marvel Comics, we just did DC Comics. So for the next edition of Funko Pop Concepts, the focus basically is random. Yes, random. That means it's completely up to you. Whatever pop designs you would like to share with me, make sure that you send them to the email address. And I don't know when I will actually do this video. I'm just going to say, don't procrastinate. Please don't procrastinate. Go ahead and get your artwork in. I will go through it. And, you know, the designs that stand out to me, I will make sure that I share them in one particular video. So, again, it's not going to have a particular focus. It's whatever you want to share. Get your artwork into me. And it'll definitely be some time after all the craziness of San Diego Comic-Con passes. But yeah, that next video is going to focus some random artwork. So just whatever you want to include, go for it. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope everybody enjoyed it. You know, like I said, please make sure that you comment and be respectful to the artists. Definitely give the artists their props for being willing to contribute their artwork. You know, that, like I said, that takes some courage to do that, and I definitely do appreciate it. And you know, the questions that I asked throughout, like I said, let me know what you think about the Black Lightning series if you have watched it. Also, let me know about Supergirl if you've watched that series as well, and DC's potential streaming service as well. Let me know your thoughts on that. And then anything else you want to share, feel free. But yeah, again, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, thank you to the artists for contributing, and I will talk to you all again real soon.